afternoon on a warm sunny day in October from here in Mumbai. We are all here today to think on the future of our home, planet Earth, and how we can make it a better place for our coming generations. When God made the universe, He took special care while conceptualizing planet Earth. And He made special efforts while creating human beings. He gave us a mind of our own, a mind that enables us to take intelligent decisions and to solve problems. And we are probably the only species on this earth which can actually laugh. Yes, I mean that. God's plan was simple. No one is superior, no one is inferior, but no one is equal either. We are all unique and incomparable beings on this beautiful planet. Over 90% of people on planet Earth today are breathing dangerously polluted air. The situation is so bad that it's barely about staying alive. The destruction of our normal world is already causing us trillions of dollars every year. The costs of the age of the humans that we call ourselves now are far outweighing the benefits. We are at a huge risk of destabilizing the whole planet. If we continue with business as usual, scientists predict that in the next 60 years, the Earth will be 3 degrees Celsius warmer. And in the next 80 years, the Earth will be warmer by 4 degrees Celsius. This will eventually lead to a dead world. So, as we grow towards a catastrophic future, it is now that we need to wake up to the hard reality. The challenge, therefore, is how do we create a future in which both people and nature can thrive? To set the context, let me share with you a 73-second video produced by the World Wildlife Fund. Having seen the video, you will realize the true perspective of the critical time that we are in. Global climatic change is the critical challenge that all of us face. Climate change will damage economies. It will devastate populations, increase resource scarcity, and dramatically impact the cost of doing business. So for both humanitarian and business reasons, it is imperative that companies, individuals, governments, and all social organizations, irrespective of their size, location, and scope, come together and take united, concerted action. India as a country is particularly susceptible and very, very vulnerable. If you look at India, particularly of cause of concern is the area in central Maharashtra or Vidarbha, which is virtually located in the absolute center of the country. Or if you look at Rajasthan, which is one of the hottest states in the Indian Union. All of these are even more vulnerable than the rest of the country. Amongst the simple actions we need to take are actions in our day-to-day lives. During the post-COVID-19 times, all of us have been advised, do gaz ki duri, and regularly washing our hands. Ask yourself a question. How many of us, when we wash our hands frequently for 15-20 seconds every time, how many of us switch the taps off? You don't need to answer aloud. You can answer to yourself. The answer will be the same, because most of us, we keep the tap running. Similarly, we keep the tap running when we brush our teeth or when we shave as men. So all of this results in millions of liters of water being wasted. If we were to take the simple action of just switching off the taps when doing these basic daily chores, imagine the difference it would make to the planet at large. So whether it is individual goals, organizational goals, or the goals at large across the world, it's difficult to execute, but very simple in practice. Our plans really are very, very simple. Basically, just 5 simple goals. Goal number 1, we need to phase out fossil fuels and replace them with renewable energy, thereby slowing down the planet warming, cleaning the air, and reducing the acidification of the oceans. Goal number 2, upgrading our food production and habits by significantly reducing our consumption of meat, thereby reducing the space from commercial grasslands and agriculture which are used for rearing poultry and meat producing animals. Thereby we will reduce space from commercial grasslands and free it for reforestation. Goal number 3, manage the oceans. Let us unite as one planet Earth to set up no fishing zones, and let us sign international ironclad treaties for the use of international waters, leading to better health of the oceans, and that would actually give more fish and more seafood for human consumption. Goal number 5 and goal number 4 are equally simple. Plan number 5 is to rewild the planet, grow more trees, help wild animals to survive, and prevent the extinction of a lot of species of animals and plants. And the last plan is to reimagine success for the future. What use is growth for the sake of growth alone? Let's not chase profits just for profit's sake. Profits that go against the climate change that we are planning to bring in are of no consequence, and let's do without them. All these years, big business it is who has prompted us to race against all norms of nature and go for growth, go for profits, go for money. The big business has been responsible for all of this, and it is big business which should now change its ways. Big business must contribute to the betterment of the planet. One happy development has been that recently the recognition of the top 10 brands for climate and sustainable future of the world is being done. And you'll be happy to note that the top 10 brands for 2020 are, in that order, Lego, the Walt Disney Company, Rolex, Ferrari, Levi's, Netflix, Adidas, Bosch, and Intel. And these are very famous names. And these are names that will inspire the youth and that will inspire other companies to follow suit. Sir David Attenborough has recommended that the world unite and set aside a $500 billion fund to protect the world. This is not asking for too much. Sir David Attenborough said, what we do in the next 10 years will profoundly impact the next few thousands for the generations to come. And this is a very impactful and meaningful statement. Klaus Schwab, who is the chairman of the World Economic Forum and its founder, also dedicated 2020 as the most critical year for climate change action. As the first year in the decade for climate change action, this year has been the focus of action. And this has only been further accentuated by the arrival of COVID-19. More of that later. But among the happy news is that probably the most three recognizable names on planet Earth in the world of business have led all business houses to make very, very bold declarations. Apple, Unilever, and IKEA at the World Economic Forum in Davos 2020 committed and declared that all these companies at the global level would be zero net carbon emission by 2030. How are Indian companies performing in comparison? Sad to say, most Indian groups are not really realizing the seriousness and the criticality of the matter. One must therefore give kudos and compliments to the Mahindra Group, led by the dynamic and forward-thinking Mr. Anand Mahindra. On behalf of the Mahindra Group at Davos, Anandji committed that the entire group at the global level would be zero net carbon emission by 2040. And that's something we must all applaud, all support, and all recognize. Mr. Mahindra and the Mahindra Group is an inspiration to the several thousand industrial and business houses across the country. Let's hope many more follow the lead taken by the Mahindra Group. That at Davos, China took the lead to declare, and none less than Xi Jinping, the chairman of the People's Party and the president of China, he committed to zero net emission in China by the year 2060. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, by 2060. This mind-boggling and very challenging target which the Chinese have set for themselves is very inspiring. And therefore, I am happy as an individual that as a country, if they are committed to it, ahead of other European nations and USA, I think that's really, really inspirational. Similarly, we can take inspiration from others. Bhutan is the only country in the world which is actually already zero carbon emission. In fact, you'll be surprised, Bhutan is actually carbon negative. How have they managed it? Let's take inspiration. Let's learn a bit from their experience. For starters, Bhutan and its citizens measure gross national happiness. To them, G&H is far more important than GDP. Amongst the very key decisions the Bhutanese people have taken is electricity for farmers is free. The logic behind this is very simple. If farmers get free electricity for their energy needs, they don't need to cut trees for firewood or trees for other uses in farm and agriculture. So the government has taken a very dynamic and very, very bold step by giving free electricity to farmers. The country also has heavily subsidized electric vehicles and LEDs. And the Bhutanese people are not leaving things at that. Their next target is to generate 50% of electricity from hydropower sources. And imagine the changes that would bring in if that happens in the very near future by 2030, which is their target. This would sequester 50 million tons of carbon dioxide per year. And gentlemen and ladies, that means getting 450,000 cars off their roads. Or if you were to look at a city like Mumbai or New York, that will be roughly equal to the electricity consumed by these cities every year. So imagine the difference a small country like Bhutan can make to the future of this planet. And imagine if all the big countries, they take inspiration and start actions in line with the requirements. Just imagine how and where the world would reach. Similarly, if you were to look at our past history, if you were to look at India, India is the most ancient civilization of this world. Ours is the first civilization which spoke of the actual preservation of nature. So if you look at the slide that follows, the shloka in Sanskrit very simply says that the environment is the most rare and precious of things. Let us all unite and protect it for future generations. This is what the shloka teaches us. So as an ancient civilization, if our forefathers knew of it, I think we need to take inspiration from them. And we need to learn. We need to work together. We need to feel together. We need to think together. Because unless we are together, unless we are united, unless we feel together, unless we are emotionally together, unless we are financially backing this effort, unitedly as individuals, as state governments, as national governments, as countries, and as a world, unless we look at our planet as one planet Earth, and unless we start working in that united spirit, I don't think things will happen. All we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we need to understand the past. We need to confront the present, and we need to prepare for the future, so that the actions we take are the actions that help us to sustain a stable, a growing, and a balanced universe for our future generations. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patient listening. Appreciate your support and look forward to your continuous backing to this very critical task at hand. Thank you very, very much.